Hey guys, it's Marshall from Going Gear here at SHOT Show 2013. We're here with Jim MacNair, Kershaw, Zero Tolerance, Research and Development. So we already talked about some of the different knives earlier in a different video. So if you want to see just kind of a general idea of what the knives are, the new knives for 2013 are, check out the other video. Something different we're doing this year is actually talking to the designers. So talking about their inspiration behind the knives and stuff they've done in the past and anything else they're willing to share with us, I guess. So thanks for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate that. So let's talk about what you have for this year.
Okay. Well, first thing that really needs to come out here is that we designers get way too much credit. There's a lot of people involved in the process. The machinists, the guys that program everything, just an amazing group of people. So
humility is a very rare thing today. We appreciate that.
Well, it wouldn't be here if it was just me doing it.
Yeah, sure.
So talking about design inspiration. So here's a couple of the new products that we've got. A couple of our new products here that we have for the SHOT Show this year. So this one is actually this is called the Free Fall. It's a bit of a Tonto design. This was kind of something that we designed to be for people who like Tontos. But when I sit and design a knife, usually it's a fairly organic process, sitting down with a sheet of paper and a pencil, trying to come up with something that looks cool.
Sure. Do you have a specific use in mind? Are you trying to design for a specific user, or you just want to make something that looks cool?
You know, generally we're trying to find something that works well as an everyday carry. We do a lot of knives that people can carry in their pocket, use for everyday tasks.
Sure, sure. I noticed the K design that you have on there. How did you guys come up with that? Was that a committee process kind of thing?
Well, we all did sit down in a design meeting together, and we talked about some things that we could come up with a texture for our brand. And one of the simple, obvious solutions was to take the Kershaw K and make a reversing texture pattern out of it. And so we worked with our graphic design group, and they came up with a pattern that worked well. And so we've applied it to a number of our new knives this year at SHOT Show.
I like it because it's subtle, but it adds a little bit of branding to the knife, and you don't really notice it until you get up close, and it actually adds a pretty good bit of grip to it. It's a nice design. It does,
yeah. Those little sharp points on the Ks really make it stick in your hand very nicely. So, but you know, this knife, I generally try to look for a combination of long flowing lines and a little bit of geometric shapes to break things up as well. So
sure. Do you have any like artistic influences or anything like that, or is that going too far?
It's hard to say off the top of my head. I mean, I like the work of MC Escher. A big fan of the knife community in general, so sure. There are always inspirations that come from there as well.
Do you walk around at SHOT and see what other guys are doing?
These days I try not to as much. It's hard to get things out of your head once you've seen them.
Sure.
But there are always influences that come out, and you can probably see them in my work. So this is another one of our new knives. This is the Swerve, we called it, really because it's got this one character line that runs through the handle and kind of makes this big swerve like your car's going off the road.
Right.
So this actually, this concept, it's the contour in this handle is a little different. It's not just a rounded contour. It's actually a little more of a V shape. And so that high point of the handle follows this little character line. It gives us a nice breakup and a nice shape to it. So I like this knife. I mean, I think it's got a little bit of a stance to it. It's got a nice flow and kind of looks fast, even though it's a little fat, chunky thing.
It's not that bad. It's a pretty lightweight little guy, isn't it?
Yeah, nope, not too heavy.
Yeah.
A couple of fun features and things like, it's nice to get to do some of this cool stuff. Little fun details like this zigzaggy pattern down the backspacer that also flows into the jimping on the back of the blade. And things like this sort of floating clip design where it's sliding through the handle and screwing in from the back, so it looks like it's kind of just sitting on top of it.
And you can reverse that?
It's reversible as well, yep. Just take that out, slip it out, slide it in this side, put the screw back in.
It's nice to see the details of the jimping and things like that. Normally those are the kinds of things that you see in the custom knives. So it's nice to see some of that stuff come over onto the production side.
Well, people have been making knives for years and years, so sometimes it's those details that make things stand out.
Sure.
So another one of our new products that's kind of fun and something a little different for us this year is called the Dimension. So this is actually a product that we're making overseas, and instead of going the normal route of trying to keep it at a little more of economic price point, we're actually trying this one as a little bit more of a premium product. So MSRP of $100 on this knife, which is still actually pretty reasonable.
Sure.
Solid titanium handles. As you see, it's got our a speed safe assisted opening mechanism. Just pull that flipper and it opens up. But instead of using a traditional liner lock or a frame lock, we're actually using the button lock on this product as well. So it's kind of fun to be able to work with this. Again, some cool design details, stair-stepping handle shape. We've got some fun machining in the handle to make it kind of different and unique. Big decorative thumb studs that pass through the knife as well, so you've got that little hole going through. Yeah, but just some cool stuff going on with this knife as well.
I like the button lock on that. When I actually first picked it up, it took me a couple seconds. You know, I'm going through all the different lock mechanisms in my head. I'm like, okay, what is this one? What is this? And I start looking the knife over. Oh, okay, there's a button.
It's kind of fun. This is one of those knives that confuses knife people, but the average person looks at it and goes, oh, look, a button.
Yeah.
So I guess we get the jokes on us for this one.
We've seen too many liner locks and frame locks and lock backs and all the other stuff.
That's right, yeah. So this next knife is also new for SHOT Show here. This is the ZT-0770. So this is based on our hotly anticipated 777 model that we'll admit we're a little behind on. We're working on it. We promise you guys they're coming. But so we decided to make a little more economical version that the average person could have and wouldn't feel uncomfortable carrying around, beating up, and using. So.
Yeah, the 777 is such a beautiful knife that I'd cry if that thing ever fell out of my pocket. Or
Me too.
Yeah.
I'll be lucky if I get one.
Yeah.
So this knife features an Udaholm L-Max blade. It's a steel we've been using for a couple of years now. We've been very impressed with the performance. One of the best bang for your buck high-end steels out there on the market. Powdered steel, holds a great edge, very tough. We've got machined aluminum scales here with a little bit of a flowing pattern machined into those. Real simple, organic, clean lines. Nice flowing blade shape. Inset liner lock. Nice thick liner on there, keeps it nice and secure. And then, of course, the reversible deep carry pocket clip, left to right hand carry. MSRP of $180.
Nice, I like that one a lot. It has a lot of the nice clean lines that the 777 had, but at an affordable, attainable price point. We'll actually be able to get this one.
At a price even a designer can afford.
Yep.
So, and then finally, this is actually something that's been out for a little bit, but it's another one of our newer products from Blade Show this year. So this is the ZT-888. So
this won some awards recently, right?
Yes, this won overall knife of the year at Blade Show in 2012.
Yep.
So, you know, and I really have to give some of the credit to our other designer that works at the company, Tommy Lucas. He created a knife called the Speedform that had a real strong character line down the middle, and I got looking at that and thinking, you know, I'd like to do a different twist on that concept. So taking this and having that line flow down the handle, but also having a 3D contour and bevel to this handle. It's a little hard to see maybe, but has a nice palm swell in the middle. And then taking these grooves and having them flow into that line and coming out and having them flow out onto the blade. So this piece, where the 777 is super lightweight, was meant to be light and strong and had that whole feeling. This is really meant to be a sculptural piece and just to look like it's just carved out of a solid billet of titanium, which basically it is.
Right, the clean flowing lines, it's a really good looking knife. I love it.
And so then other interesting features of this knife, it also has this integrated reversible pocket clip that just snaps from side to side. So left to right hand carry, you can tighten down the screw here and lock it into place, but you have a little detent that you can just push it from side to side, whichever way you want it. And then that little other clip just fits right into the side over here and just looks like part of the knife.
And there's going to be another version of this, right?
Yeah, so we have the ZT-888, which you're seeing here, with a wraparound composite blade, 14C28N and S90V. I'm sorry, S110V.
Okay.
Don't get anyone excited there. Integrated lock bar insert with a stainless steel lock bar insert here. And then we're also doing another version of this that we've coated in a beautiful graphite gray with a solid blade. And it's a fantastic tool steel called Maximet.
Okay.
Incredible stuff, and we're going to be hardening this to a hardness more in the range of 65 to 68 Rockwell.
Wow. It's way up there. And does it get brittle at that kind of Rockwell?
That's the idea of it, is that it's actually a tool steel that's used in machining applications where tungsten carbide is too brittle. So it actually you can Rockwell it real high and still maintain a level of ductility.
Excellent. And these are limited, right?
It's a limited run.
Limited.
250 pieces of each.
So even harder than the 777 to get.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Killing me, man.
So yeah, so these are some of the different knives, and like I said, another knife that's just meant to be real flowing, sculptural, And yeah, so I guess that's what we got.
It's a beautiful knife. Good job.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, we appreciate your time. Thanks for taking the time to talk. I always love talking to designers because you're the one who designs the knives that we carry every day. So it's nice to hear your ideas and your inspiration and everything behind the knives. So I appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you very much.